We are off to St. Bart's. We are leaving St. Martin, the Dutch side, and we're gonna have a brisk sail over. Right now we have 22 knots of apparent wind, 19 true. We're doing 8.2. We're flying. Maybe I should have reefed. We'll find out. Well, now we have 18 to 25 knots of wind and really big seas, so it wasn't the really pretty sail I thought it was going to be. So we're still having a good sail, but a bit lumpy.
Lumpy? I think it's mountainy. Worse than lumpy.
Yeah.
But it's not it's not Chesapeake Bay shit though.
No.
So that's all right.
Still very lumpy.
Yeah.
I think it'll be worth it.
We're on our way to St. Bart's, and it's pumpy out here. Woo! Ride 'em, cowboy.
Well, it was a bit rough, but we made good time. I don't know if you can see, we have St. Martin down there. Has a place called E82. That's a nice place to hang out. And then St. Bart's is right in front of us. What's packed in there. When we get closer, I'll show you.
Good morning, St. Bart's. Beautiful day. It is crazy, huge anchorage.
Welcome to St. Bart's.
Oh my God.
Definitely a show. Everybody's out looking. We had a great time in Gustavia, which is the little downtown area of St. Bart's by the water. There's a lot more to the island. We're gonna head around to the northwest side and hang out in Colombier for the next 2 days.
It's always so hard to capture real wave height in our videos. This is Symphony coming into Colombier behind us. You can sort of get an idea of how lumpy the seas really are by watching them hobby horse through the water.
Clearly, these fish like Italian breadcrumbs.
Yeah, they love Italian breadcrumbs. They love chicken parmesan also, I think,
Yeah,
which is what we're getting tonight.
that's right.
Today we're going up to the top of Colombier. Colombier?
I don't know, BA.
Colombier.
Or in Texan, Columbia.
Colombier, yeah. And we're going way to the top of that mountain over there. It's gonna be long and hard and steep.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
They say
We're going up.
that I play too fast, but I know, baby, I wasn't born to last. That's how I'm gonna play till they bang me, tag me, take me away. They say that I play too hard. That's alright, baby. That's just the way things are. And that's how I'm gonna play until they bang me, tag me, take me away. I spent my life rolling down the lost highway.
We made our way to Anguilla and rented a car for a few days. What do you want for $40?
So we are here in Anguilla, and we rented a car for the day. It's a right-hand drive, and you have to drive on the left side of the road.
Wait, right-hand drive or left-hand?
Jeff's sister and her husband were vacationing at the Four Seasons, and we got to spend some time with them at the resort. Yes, it was nice.
This was the best risotto I've ever had in my life.
Really? How good was it?
We went to this super cool venue called The Dune to see a huge reggae star named Banky Banks. He lives on Anguilla and performs all the time. He was fantastic.
We're at Porte de Plaisance Marina and Yacht Club in St. Martin on the Dutch side. And we're just walking down the docks and just noticing that where you are in the world really puts things into perspective. So there's wind therapy, right? And in our marina in St. Petersburg, she was the big boat, right? 70-foot mast, 45-foot catamaran, 24 feet wide. She was big. But then you come here, and we are a complete peon. I mean, look at those masts.
They have red lights on the top for airplanes.
Look at those guys compared to our little mast. I mean, these boats are spectacular. But look at these guys. I don't know how big they are. I'm guessing this one here is 100. This one here, I mean, 150? 130?
It dwarfs us.
Today is Ambitious Project Sunday. We're here in St. Martin. We've been kicked out of our marina because the race boats for the Heineken Regatta are moving in. So we're here at anchor. It's very nice. It's Sunday, so a lot of stuff's not open. And we decided to tackle a new project that kind of scares the hell out of me. Jeff has an infatuation with solar panels. He wants to have a lot more solar than we have right now. But we don't want to put any more panels on the coach roof. We're afraid that if we put hard panels on the coach roof, the jib sheets will get caught on them eventually. And also, we don't want to put soft walk-on panels on the coach roof because they don't really work that well, and it'll heat up the salon because it's kind of like painting your coach roof black. We were talking with our friends on Sailing Dauntless who said when they get to Anchorage, they throw out some portable solar panels on their trampoline and they get a couple hundred more watts. We would love to do that. We purchased 2 sets of portable solar panels from Renogy. They come with two 100-watt solar panels. They're hinged together. It comes with a solar controller and all the cables you need to plug into or clamp onto a battery. And it's meant for like the RV market. We didn't want to use the solar controller that came with it, so we purchased a new MPPT controller. And we're going to run the power through the junction box for the Windlass to get it back to the batteries. So let me just show you what the plan is. This right here is the case that the solar panels come in, and they fold up nice and flat. Here's the bottom of one that's open. And that's the solar panel right there. There's one on the other side. The original design for this product had these MC4 connectors connecting to cables going right to the controller that came with the set. But we're going to bypass that controller and use our own MPPT. This locker right here holds our generator, and it also holds the power supply for the Windlass, located in this junction box right here. The way we're going to make this whole thing work is we're going to mount this MPPT in a box under here, right there. We're going to drill a hole through that wall, which goes into the anchor locker right here.
It's really hard to film video here. It's quite noisy.
Yeah.
In Simpson Bay Lagoon.
I hear something big and fast coming. All right, let's just go on. We'll do the best we can. Once we do that, these connectors will be on that side, and we'll be able to plug directly into the solar panels. The other end, which will not include these guys anymore, is going to come through a hole in here, plug directly into this MPPT controller. From the MPP controller, we're going to use this double 8-gauge wire and go from there over to this junction box. Let's get to work. Before we do the actual installation, we're just going to try it out to make sure it works. But in the end, these will be quick connected so that we can drop anchor and pull them out, lay them on the trampoline, and plug them in, and we'll have another 400 watts of solar. So nothing's ever easy. We were getting ready to plug everything in just to do a test run and see if it worked, and we forgot about the circuit breaker. And we don't have the proper size terminal connectors or terminating connector. We don't have the proper size ring connector to connect to the circuit breaker. So we have to go back to the store, and they're not open till tomorrow because today's Sunday. So we'll be back tomorrow. This has been a really crazy experience trying to handle these solar panels. This is day 2. So here's what we did. We needed 8-gauge wire, and we thought we were doing a good thing by buying the wire that was combined into this sleeve. And we thought about it because it seems like if it's combined, it's less wires running around. But in the end, getting stuff to fit in these little boxes didn't work out so well. If I were to do it again, I would just buy some heat shrink and shrink them together, or zip tie them together or something and buy 2 separate wires. But here's what we've got so far. We're going to connect these two MC4, I think that's what they're called, connectors. They're quick release connectors. We're going to connect them directly to the solar panels. And we've cut off the alligator clips on the end, which were supposed to go to the batteries. And these ends, we've just twisted them together, but they're going to go directly here to the MPPT. From the MPPT, we have this cable. These 2 ends are going to go right in there. And this cable runs through this 40 amp surface mount circuit breaker so that we don't blow up anything. And then these 2 ends are going to get connected right over there. It's very dark. I'm sorry if you can't see it. But that is the power junction box for our Windlass. So we're going to connect those to that. Sound good to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
Oh, and by the way, we want to thank Sailing Dauntless for this idea, because Ty and Kim told us that this is what they do. So we're going to hope it works. These are my mounting holes.
Mounting holes.
Now, this is going to get mounted inside the junction box where we're mounting the MPPT, because the holes on the MPPT don't align with the tracks in the box.
You're nice and patient. I'm going to try to jam it in.
I'm not going to touch that one.
Jam it in. Jam in.
Is it coming through?
Not yet.
My shoulder's getting tired.
This is the longest drilling for a 32nd of an inch.
You can't go that fast because you'll melt the plastic. You have to go slow.
Go fast.
You have to go slow. Ready?
Yeah.
The hole looks terrible.
While Adrian is epoxying the boards so we can mount the MPPT controller and the circuit breaker, I'm gonna just hook up all the wires and do like just a test. It's not gonna be the permanent install, but just a test to see. We got really good sun right now, just to see how much, if this is all worth it. I want the breaker on because I want to see the volts, and I want to flip the breaker off because I'm getting some volts. I'm getting 0.2 volts, 0.1. Not sure why.
Okay, I'll go turn the breaker on.
Okay, so that's 13.2 volts, which is what it should be. So if you flip it off now, there should be no volts, or a very, very small.
Okay, it's off.
Still getting a few volts.
What are you getting?
0.3.
Yeah, but I think there's always going to be some current of some sort, right?
I think so. No, maybe. Especially since I got it bypassed. Okay, so now we want to hook this in. not ideal, but we're gonna put
Well, it's just a test.
yeah, we're gonna wrap that a little bit better, those wires.
Okay.
This is the big test here. So this is all wired in. We'll put the box back. Everything looks good there. So now we turn the breaker on and then we plug it in. And then we check the MPPT.
Okay.
Okay, turn the breaker on. There's the smart solar controller. Connecting, I hooked that up yesterday. So we're getting 0 watts because we're not plugged in. So now we're gonna plug it in and see what happens.
The moment of truth. Plugging it in.
Okay, so we got 140 watts. We got 8.8 amps right now.
That's awesome.
Let's try the next one. So we have 255 watts, 15.8 volts, 15.9 volts, and getting 16 amps.
That's fantastic.
Cool. No spider webbing here.
We drilled our hole using our 1 1/4" Forstner bit. Thank you, Glenn Simmons, for the recommendation. It drilled a beautiful hole, just like you said it would.
Said it would drill a beautiful hole.
It did.
So we're gonna run these cables through the hole. These will attach to the solar panels.
I guess we should explain why we ran the cables through the anchor locker. This slope right here creates an open space under the anchor locker hatch, and there's enough room for the cables to easily fit under it when it's closed. The generator locker hatch does not have that space, and the cables would get pinched if we tried to close the hatch.
We installed our MPPT 130 solar charge controller into the box, which we mounted on 1x2s that we epoxied so they wouldn't corrode. And then when we screwed them in, we put 4200 in there to seal that hole. And it's pretty solid. We drilled 2 holes here for ventilation, and I'm not sure how we're gonna keep corrosion out of here. My guess is we'll have to check on it on a regular basis until we figure that out.
So we're mostly done with our solar project. We're very excited about it. We have 400 watts of solar, 2 panels each. What we're gonna do is when we get to an anchor, we store them in a container, like a little box. Like a little to-go box. We open them up, we get to anchor, we plug them in. We have a plug here and a plug there. And what we're gonna do is, we're gonna plug it, the plug goes through here. We have the wires going through a waterproof box, which that's where the MPPT is. So they connect to the MPPT, they pop out of the MPPT, come around here into a 40 amp breaker. And then from the 40 amp breaker, it goes back into this box, which is where the windlass power goes to. So far, we've been doing pretty well. We're getting about 250 watts, 15 to 18 amps we're loading into the batteries right now. So this could, have a really nice positive impact on our power during the day. So we're kind of happy about this.
We could run the air conditioner like all night without panicking about it.
Well, yeah,
if
so
it gives us an extra 8 or 9% throughout the day, it could really change things.
Right, so we'll be really fully charged up at night. We can run the AC most likely, and then it'll charge up faster during the day. We still have a little bit of cleanup to do. We got to fill the holes, make a couple more things more waterproof. So it's not done yet.
No, we have to mount that guy properly.
And we have a hole in the waterproof box for the windlass that we have to seal that guy back up.
Yeah, we will.
And other than that, then we can just adjust the throw the solar panels out up here, adjust them accordingly throughout the day for here. We have to figure out a way to tie them down. We got a handle on one side, but the other side doesn't really have anything, so we got to come up with a way to really tie them down in case it's windy out. Other than that, we're pretty excited. Pretty easy to do. Not really.
Well, I don't know how many hours it took us, but it took us a good part of 3 days.
Yeah, so like if Ty did this on Sailing Dauntless, he would have done it like in an hour.
Right.
It was Ty, it was your idea. So thanks.
Thanks for the education.
Thanks for the education. Yeah, you helped us out a lot.
And also we have a lot more tools now than we used to have.
Right. We'd like to thank Andre from Gulf Nautical. He gave us some good pointers.
And Herve.
And a guy named Herve, who's a electrician here in St. Martin, he came over and showed us a couple of things also. So we're very, very thankful to him. I will post his information.
We'll put it in the comment. In the description.
We'll put Herve's card in the description. But super nice guy, very, very intelligent, smart, and he came out of his way to help us, give us some pointers of what to do, what not to do. Yeah, everyone was really helpful. Budget Marine here in St. Martin on the Dutch side, those guys are awesome. They go out of their way. They're really helpful. The guys,
nice too.
The guys at Electech spent a lot of time. They kind of cut some. His name is Chris. Yeah. He cut some wires for us, and so
crimped the ring terminals for us.
Right. We don't have a crimper for the 8-gauge wires, so he crimped some stuff for us, and those guys are all really helpful. So people here at St. Martin are awesome, very friendly, very helpful. Yeah, very happy so far.
Yay!
So
nice job. High five me, honey.
That was a good project.
Yeah.
We all need when therapy